Senator, always great to see you. So we have now heard from President Biden, former President Obama. We will hear from former President Clinton tonight at the DNC. The overwhelming theme seems to be attack Donald Trump. Meanwhile, Trump is busy campaigning in battleground states this week. What should Trump's campaign message be out on the campaign trail to kind of counter the rhetoric coming out of the DNC this week?
Well, look, I think that we should be focusing on policies and our record. Eventually every election is about the future. It's about voter turnout. So I think President Trump has done a great job. His people are going to get out there and vote for him. But now maybe we need to start focusing on those people in the middle. Let's talk about our record. Remember, under Donald Trump, when the economy was strong, unemployment was low, there wasn't inflation, the border was secure, we were safe and sound. Look, I've done about a dozen town halls here over the past 3 or 4 days, and still the number one and two concerns are the open southern border and the cost of gas and groceries. Hardworking families have maxed out their credit cards now, and they can't even make their rent payment. They're having to borrow money to make their rent payment. So we should be focusing on the policy, not the rhetoric. Look, it's going to be a tough couple of weeks with the national media crowning Queen Kamala. But at the meantime, let's focus on policy.
Yeah, we certainly won't hear any policy talk at the DNC this week. So Joe Biden mentioning on Monday night that there is no room for political violence in this country. The party has seemed to shift away from calling Trump Hitler, but on stage in these DNC speeches saying things like, this is the end of democracy as we know it, and freedoms will be taken away if Trump is elected. Could that type of messaging do more harm than good for politics in our country?
Well, I think it just keeps throwing more gasoline on this fire. I mean, how long ago was it that there was an assassination attempt on President Trump? I mean, was it years ago or was it just a couple of weeks ago? And everybody promised to tone it down. So they want us to tone it down, but not them. But regardless, let's stay focused on that policy. Look, African-American unemployment is up to 6.4% now. We've lost 1.6 million full-time jobs in the past year. Look, this economy is getting soft. In the meanwhile, inflation is not coming down for rent, for insurance, or for childcare. That's what Americans are talking about right now back home.
Yeah, I want to move on now. So I know you opened an investigation into Google's censorship of the Trump assassination attempt, as you just mentioned. So Google responded to you saying the systems are designed to prohibit autocomplete predictions for hypothetical political violence against current figures. Okay, walk us through your investigation and what this response shows you.
Yeah, so this is 2 weeks after the assassination attempt that left one brave man dead and two others severely, critically injured as well. And 2 weeks after, they're still calling it a hypothetical political event. Look, this is election interference. Google purposely did not want Donald Trump portrayed as a hero and how strong he was. When he jumped back up after having just been shot at and waved his fist, what did he say? Fight, fight, fight. That's what we all need to be doing right now, is fight as well. Google, this is election interference in every step of the imagination. So we are asking the Homeland Security Committee that I'm on to investigate this, to bring in the CEO of Google to talk about this, explain to us these algorithms. But this is not the first time. Even during my Senate race just 3 years ago, the same type of thing was happening. It's happening today. Google is an instrument of the left.
Yeah, absolutely. It took a while. If you went on to Google in those weeks following that assassination attempt to just find correct information because they were essentially hiding it from the American people. So I know Senator J.D. Vance will be traveling to your state tomorrow. I know you will be there with him in Kansas. What message does he need to send to Kansas voters?
Look, that we have a Big Tent. Kansas City has actually a very large union town. JD and I have worked very hard on those union relationships. That the Republican Party is now the party of hardworking men and women. Look, we are the party that's going to bring the prices back down. We're going to stop printing money in Washington, and that's going to bring inflation down. Kansas is a big energy state. Look, we are going to set American energy free as well. So we're going to help you at the grocery store. We're going to help you at the gas pump as well. And I tell you what, the number one concern is Kansans don't feel safe anymore. We feel like we're a border state. We're going to preach a message that we will secure the border. Donald Trump has secured the border before, and I guarantee it that Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are going to secure the border on day one.
Yeah, I know you've told me time and time again on this program that Kansas feels like a border state, and the people of your great state have said how concerned they are about what's been happening and the fentanyl that's been coming over, the crime that's been happening at the hands of migrants to innocent people in Kansas. If you could elaborate a little more on that and how much that is driving them to the polls on November 5th.
Yeah, it's certainly all American families, no matter where you're from, you want your families to be safe and secure. We don't feel that way anymore. The Kamala Harris, remember, she introduced these terms: cashless bail, defund the police. She's been against law and order for decades, and Kansas feels that pain right now, that we lose a Kansan every day to fentanyl poisoning. We're seeing human trafficking exploding. We're seeing this marijuana that the Chinese triad is growing in Oklahoma exploding across our state as well. We are at the crossroads of America where all this human trafficking and drug trafficking occurs. And along with it, my dad was the chief of police for some 30 years almost in Kansas. And he said, wherever there's drug trafficking, you'll find the crime as well. Unfortunately, the cartel has set up stations all across the state of Kansas.
Yeah. Senator Roger Marshall, thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate you waking up early.
You're welcome.